we doing, guys? So tonight, we're going to do something a little different. Have these wood rounds. They're not very thick, fairly thin. And I bought them back when I was doing my acrylic pouring. And I bought an abundance of them. I bought them in bulk. I find that I like things in bulk. And I was sitting here today thinking of this. I'm thinking, why am I that way? And how long have I been that way? And I was talking to Cody about it earlier. It was like growing up, I remember my dad was not a nice person at all. And I was really into art when I was in grade school. Really, I loved to draw. Won a contest, art contest in school. And I didn't have an art pad, so I drew on my notebook paper. And back then, you could go to the office before school, and you could buy 25 sheets of notebook paper for like 10 cents. And I remember having to ask my dad for the 10 cents before I went to school in the mornings. And he would pull my notebook out and go through and start tearing out the ones that I had drawn on and count them and just throw such a big fit that usually, we're talking, I'm in second grade, third grade, to the point that before school, I was in tears. I'm crying because he didn't want to give me this dime for notebook paper because I drew on my notebook paper. And, so I think I kind of quit doing a lot of art at that point. In fact, I remember in school, we had to have these special outfits for gym, for PE. And it was like a one-piece blue outfit or whatever, and they were ugly. But we had to have them. And not only did you have to buy them, then you had to take them down to the only place that did them, and it was a sporting goods store. And they did all like baseball uniforms, football uniforms, stuff like that. And you had to get your name embroidered on the back and on the front. Well, my dad didn't want to do it, so he tried to get me excused from PE. And he told me the only way he could do it was with a doctor's note. Well, of course, that was going to cost money to take me to the doctor. So I think my great aunt eventually finally ended up getting my school PE uniform. And you had to have special shoes. Couldn't wear your street shoes on the gym floor. So we had to have special shoes and all that. And I think she ended up breaking down and buying me that. But I wanted to join band, and he wouldn't let me. Because he didn't want to buy the instrument. You had to pay for your instrument. He didn't want to buy the instrument. So I think that's where that stemmed from, is because then I started having, when I grew up, got older and moved out, I started having kids of my own. Well, then, of course, most of the money went on my kids. Well, as my kids got older, started moving out and doing their own thing, and I had my own money coming in, I worked at Hobby Lobby, and I was like, I filled a room full of art supplies. Full of art supplies. And, but I bought things like in mass quantity, and then I didn't want to use them. So I've had these rounds. I probably have 20 of them, and I've used 3 because I don't want to use them. I'm like, I don't want to use them. I may need them for something, And I'm just sitting there thinking about it today. I was like, why am I not using this stuff? Why am I just, I don't know. And that's the only thing I can think of is it stemmed from that. From not being able to do that for so many years. I couldn't join Girl Scouts because you had to buy the uniform and you had to do all this stuff with that. It was just so many things that, that I look back at now. And it's like I would probably, if there was Girl Scouts, and I'd probably join Girl Scouts just because I didn't get to back then, Kind of one of those things. I took guitar lessons because I'd always wanted to do that. And I ended up doing that back during COVID. And I think that's where my obsession comes with buying things in mass quantity. So, enough of my story of life. So my plan now, what this is, I can find the one I want to use here. Here it is. So, I'm going to turn this into, I don't know if it's going to end up being a clock or if it's going to be a tray. But I've given it a coat of black spray paint, and I'm going to take some black acrylic paint, and I'm going to use my printer, and I'm going to print a label out for the center. And I'm going to put black acrylic paint on, and then I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go around it, all the way around, and I'm going to turn it into an album. I'm going to let it dry. Once I do that, I'm going to come in after it dries. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to take my edges. And I'm going to pour a thin layer of resin over the top to cover the grooves in the, I'm not going to make super deep grooves. They're not going to be really, really deep. But I'm going to have grooves. I'm going to fill that in enough that the grooves are covered. And then I'm going to come in and I've got rock and roll stickers. Rock band stickers. And I'm going to put different rock band stickers on here. And then in the center, back years ago, I know anybody my age, you're going to remember K-Tel. The greatest rock hits or greatest whatever top 40 rock. I think I still have one. In fact, I know I do because it has one of my favorite songs on it. One of the albums. And I think I'm going to do a K-Tel label in the center. And I thought about drawing a hole, and because I'm going to put a hole in the center if I use it as a clock, obviously. Then I thought about doing like the band stickers as my numbers. And then I'm going to do like I have some music note things that I can put on here. Some like little, what are they, like, not sequins, but little foil pieces that are music notes and stuff. I'm going to put some of those on there. And then I could make it into a clock that way. But I haven't decided 100% if that's what I'm going to do. Or if we're going to make it into what I'm going to make it into yet. There we go. We'll just say that. But I know I'm going to use this to get my grooves all the way around. I'm going to block off a center area here. Mark off the center. And then I'm going to put something right in the center that's a circle. Maybe. No, it needs to be bigger than that. Oh, I know what I could use, I bet. Trace around. So yeah, once I mark the actual center, then I'll set something like this on there. Trace around it so that I know where my label is going to go. And I'll print it off while the paint's drying. I think I'm going to do greatest rock hits. Something like that. So yeah, okay. I've just been rambling this whole time. You'll have to excuse me for rambling. Alright, let me get black paint here. Alright, where are we at here? Mars black. There we go. Alright. So I think I'm going to brush. Well, no, first we're going to do we're going to find the center of this. We're going to find the center. Alright. So my center is not quite 12. It's just slightly under 12. My center is going to be just slightly under 6. So right here. And the same way this direction. Right here. That should be my center right there. Should be my center. And then I think this ought to be about the right size here. So we're going to put this right here like so. Pretty even. So, I want to measure how wide my circle is so I know how big to print it off. Okay. So I'm going to say, just to be on the safe side, we're going to do 3.5. Because that'll cover up my silver there. So I need a 3.5 inch circle. I will go make that here while, like I said, while the paint's drying. Alright. Okay. Get a better brush here. I don't like that brush. Gotta get me a better brush. Alright. There we go. This will work. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Need to have enough on here that when I run my deal through, I don't want the grooves super deep because, I mean, they're not like really deep on a record anyway. But I want them to be deep enough that you're going to know it's a record when you look at it. You're going to go, oh, that's an album. You're going to go, oh, that's an album. Oh, train. Oh, it's a loud one, too. Anybody new here? That was a thing I've done. I live half a block from train tracks. And we have trains that go through quite frequently. And our trains move quickly. We have trains called the Bright Line and the Tri-Rail. And they are fast moving. I think 80-something mile an hour, I think is what I heard somewhere. Might be even faster than that, I don't know. But it's at least 80. Never ridden the Bright Line, but I rode on the Tri-Rail to go to Miami once because I had to go to a doctor's office. And it wasn't a bad experience, honestly. I was kind of impressed. Alright. Let me see if I have enough on here to do this. Oh, and this is like the perfect size, too. Alright. I think it looks pretty good. Can you see the grooves in it, guys? Yeah, you can see it. Well, okay. I'm kind of impressed. Now, the center part here, there's an area right here that doesn't have grooves in it right before the label. Right before the label, there's an area here that doesn't have any grooves. And depending on if I can put my stickers on without them looking weird because of the grooves, I may not put a top coat of resin on first. I may just put my stickers on and then do the resin. Alright, so then we also have an area right at the beginning here that's not grooved. Just a small area right here at the edge. Which actually, that's what I did, kind of. Alright. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. We're going to let this dry. I'm going to print off my label. I'm going to come back. We're going to put the label on. I'll tape the sides, and then we're going to give it... I might try a sticker just to see. Because I have this whole ton of rock and roll stickers. I may try the sticker just to see if it works without putting the coat of resin on. Then I could just put one over the top of everything. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And I'm going to... I think I'm going to put my label on first. Then cut a spot for the hole. And drill through it. If I make it a tray, I'm not going to drill the hole. I'm going to make a hole, what looks like a hole, in the center of the label. But if I make it a tray, I'm not going to do the hole. I kind of want to make it a tray. I kind of want to make it a tray. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll be back when I come back with the label. Okay, so I have my label for the center printed out. Peel it off here. This vinyl paper I bought. I mean, I appreciate the fact that it's stuck good, but it is so hard to separate. I struggle so hard with it. Get my glasses on here. Get me a knife. This is still wet a little bit. There we go. Did I do the wrong? Yep, I did the wrong side. I printed it on the wrong side of the paper. Wonderful. I know what I'm going to do then. I'm going to stick this one down. No, we're just trying to decide here. I want to reprint. I don't want to waste a whole nother sheet reprinting it. Yeah, I'm just going to stick it down anyway. I'm going to glue it down. Since I messed that one up. I can't believe that. I can't believe I messed that one up. Alright. Be sure I get good around the edges here. Sorry guys, I'm kind of engrossed in brushing glue on. Kind of engrossed in brushing glue on. How's that? Alright. What do we think, guys? Think it looks like an album? Yeah, I still can't decide if I want it to be a clock or if I want it to be something else. No, they're not too bad. I'll get my stickers out here and see which stickers I want to use. Nope, that's not done. Let's see. Nope, these aren't them. Oh, there's my stickers. I have a big bunch of stickers. Again, I have too much stuff here, guys. That's what got me thinking about all this. I was like, why do I have this obsession with collecting stuff? Because I do. I feel like sometimes it's an obsession. Of course, right now I can justify it because I'm doing YouTube. I'm like, oh, I do YouTube, so I can justify buying 5 million stickers, you know. Oh. What did I do with them? Ah, here they are. Like I said, I knew I had a big bag of stickers. Alright. Let me see, but who I want to put on here. So, classic rock hits. So, well, I think coming from my era, I gotta have a Kiss on there. I want Guns N' Roses, but I don't want that big one. Oh, how about AC/DC? Oh, Ozzy, 100%. If I have a different Ozzy, I'll use it. Godsmack. Boston, that's too big. I don't want the big, huge one. Oh, do I want to do movie poster? I mean, oh, I could do posters, huh? I have AC/DC, Motley Crue. I have 2 AC/DCs. I think I like that one better. I have a Leonard Skinner, a Pink Floyd, now if I want to do these, I have this Guns N' Roses. Excuse me. But there's so many. A lot of bigger ones though. Okay, I have a Guns N' Roses. I have a Van Halen. What else do I have? I have Kiss. Oh goodness, so what do I want to do? I want to do these around the outside here. I think I'm going to do the posters. I'm actually going to use my posters. I'm not going to make stickers of them. Okay, so we'll do Guns N' Roses, Kiss, Van Halen, Pink Floyd, Leonard Skinner, AC/DC, let's see if I can do this. How am I going to figure out how? We do one there. What do we think? You guys can't see them all, huh? There you go. What do you think? You like that? I do. I kind of like that. Kind of like that, guys. All right. Now, when I take these off, does all this white come with them, or is it just a sticker? I don't want all this extra white. No, I don't want this extra. There we go. Yeah, I don't want all that extra white around the edge. Okay. That black, I don't mind around that one too much. Roses, Kiss. Remember when the thing was nobody had seen Kiss without their makeup on? That was like a big thing back growing up. It's like nobody had seen them without their makeup. And then they came out with, what was it, Dress to Kill album, and they didn't have the makeup on. And I was kind of like, yeah, I liked it better with it. It was a thing, you know. It was a thing. You know. My light's not on. Why's my light not on? There we go. It was a thing. You know. My favorite was always Peter Criss. When he did the song Beth. He was my favorite. He was my favorite. Alright, so I want him to be about the same distance from the center. Perfect. Okay. I saw Leonard Skinner, but it was after the plane crash. Saw them in 2005 in Kansas City. Okay. Not the crew. Probably not, I would say, probably my least favorite of all of these. Although I did like watching Tommy Lee play the drums, especially when he did the, anybody remember the drum thing where they tipped the drums upside down with him playing them? That was pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to let this dry. I don't know why this printed these 9s on it. It kept typing 9s in, and I'm like, I don't know if my 9 button is stuck on my computer or something. I may have to get use my canned air and try to blow it off. See if I can get figured out why it's doing that. Why it's doing that. Alright, we're going to let this dry for a little bit. I'm going to come back and take the edges off. Get my little inclusions out here that I'm going to put in it. Where are they at? Let's see. There in this one. Maybe. Bunch here, but they're black. Bunch of music notes. I don't know. Oh, let's see what I can find to go on them. Alright, we'll be back when this dries, probably about 3 minutes, and then, like I said, I'll tape the edges, and we'll give it a coat of resin. Somebody had sent me some resin today from Amazon. It didn't have a note in it that said who sent it, so I'm not sure who sent it. Whoever you were, thank you. I appreciate this greatly. Greatly appreciated. It is a 4-hour one. So it's going to be nice to pour on here because it's not going to, it's a thicker resin, so it won't run off as quick. Hopefully. Hopefully it won't run off as fast. I am going to prop it up on some cups. I'm going to set it up and make sure it's level. And, yeah, we'll pour some resin on here and see what we can come up with. See how my tray looks. I know what I'd like to use as feet for it if I make it a tray, but I'd have to probably go on Amazon and buy them. Remember the little plastic pieces you put inside the 45s? So they fit on your record player? I wish I could find a couple, like a few of those. I'd put those on the bottom as feet. It'd set it up just about the right height. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, we'll be back in just a little bit. Guys, we are back. So, this is dry. Taped off the edges. I put it up, elevated it off the table just a little bit so if anything happens to leak out around the edges, I'm not going to have a huge mess. I couldn't find any music notes of different colors. So I do have the black ones here, but you can't really see them. But I did find some big colored stars. And then I have this black glitter that I used the other day. And I put a little bit of that on. I don't want a lot because I don't want to be able to not see my stickers. But yeah, I'm going to mix up just a little bit of resin. I don't need I just want enough to give it a nice thin coat over the whole thing. Probably going to mix up 2 ounces. Just to be on the safe side. And we'll pour that, and then if I need more, I'll put another coat on later, but I just want to cover it lightly. I don't want a heavy coat on it to start with. If I need another coat, I'll put another coat over it. But then after we're all done, I'll figure out what I'm going to do for feet on the bottom of it. So we'll be right back. I'll put you guys on pause. I'm going to mix up the resin, and we'll pour it. Okay, we are back. So I got my resin mixed up here. The only one that worries me is Kiss here. They're not cooperating. Come on, Gene Stanley, get it together. Gene Simmons. Wrong person. Yeah. Gene Simmons. Paul Stanley. Peter Criss. What's the other one? I can't remember the other one, guys. Why can't I remember the other one? Oh my gosh, why can't I remember the other one? Ace Frehley. I knew him. I was like, I know him. Couldn't remember it. Alright. I wonder if you're even going to see my grooves anymore. The resin's just going to fill them in. Probably. That's what's going to happen. It's going to just fill them in and you're not going to see them anymore. See if this is going to be enough here. Inside watching YouTube, imagine that. Watching all these amazing creators out there. Oh my gosh, Billy Holman did something tonight I've never seen anybody do. I'm sure probably somebody may have done it, but I've never seen anybody do it. And it was just, it turned out so cool. So cool. If you've never watched her, go check it out. Billy Holman Creates. And check out her most recent video. Because it was amazing. Like, oh my gosh. A couple of us watched, told her we might have to steal the idea. Just because it's such a good idea. Might have to borrow the idea. But that's why we do this. To inspire others to try. You know? Somebody out there inspired me to try it. To try different things that I try. I hope I inspire people to try things. Okay. So far, everything's looking good. Everything's staying where it needs to be. Perfect. It's messy. I'm throwing that away. All right. Do I have any more left? Yeah, I have a tiny bit. We'll just use what little I have left here. All right. Looks like I don't have any down here. So I don't have enough right here. There we go. I think it's enough. Oops. Don't move. We're level. Squeeze every little drop I can out of here. I think I want a little bit more right here. There we go. Alright. Now let this cure. We will come back out. I'm going to spray some alcohol on it here so I don't have any bubbles. There we go. Alright. We're going to let this sit. And like I said, I'll come back out and give it another coat. Probably in about 2 hours. And probably do about the same amount. And then it should be done. Alright, I'll see you then, guys. Bye. We are back. So this layer's cured enough. I'm going to give it another coat. The only one that's giving me an issue is Motley Crue here. Who would have thought? I thought it was going to be Kiss, and Motley Crue is the only one giving me an issue. And this one corner keeps coming up. And it drives me nuts. There it comes back up. So, we're going to pour another coat on. And hopefully we can cover that up. But yeah, Motley Crue is giving me a hard time. Alright, I'm going to put you guys on pause. I'm going to mix up some more resin and then we'll come back and give this another layer. Guys, we are back. So we're ready to take the tape off of this and see how it looks. I came in and gave it one more coat. So it's nice and shiny on the top. So let me take this tape off here. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get off. I might have to use my heat gun to get it off. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, actually, it's coming right off. Coming right off, guys. I'm going to have to go around here and sand the edges slightly. Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to have to sand the edges a little bit here. And what I'll probably do is just take a file here. It actually has a slight lip all the way around. What I might do, because it could use one more coat, because right here, my troubled child, Motley Crue, has a spot that's still sticking up. So what I'm going to do, I ordered some resin. It'll be here tomorrow. More of a one that I can pour on here instead of my desk here. And I can just give it a nice thin coat right here. Sand that here so it's nice and smooth. And I don't think I'm going to sand these edges. I'm going to leave the edges like this so it doesn't run over the edge when I go to pour the resin. Kind of gives me a lip to hold it all in. But yeah, this is what it turned out like, guys. I think it turned out beautiful. I love it. Let me know what bands you'd put on yours. I could do a whole bunch of them with different bands on them. Very awesome. So yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I hope your resin cure is beautiful. Your craft projects turn out amazing. I hope you're all happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.